Hi everyone, it's Jen. It's the vlog that you have all been waiting so long for, years I'd say. I strategically placed this pillow here and it was actually off-centered, and then so were my boobs. And I went to go fix my boobs and then the pillow ended up being centered without me touching the tripod. Really bizarre. So yeah, this vlog episode of my life has been in the works for quite a while. Usually I just hit like the right button to record, and here we go. Today I had to bring together my props. So I'll give you, I'm sure that this, the vlogs that have the thumbnails, shockingly, pervs, the vlogs that have the thumbnails where I show some skin, tend to get like thousands of views. So my guess is that this one's going to too, but that's good because I'd like it to eventually get to people that have had mastectomies, single or double, so that they can understand the process of where me and my boobs have been through over the past 2 years. So to rewind and just really quick catch you up, I was 2 years ago, almost to the day, it was last week was my diagnosis anniversary. 2 years ago, I was at the age of 49, I was diagnosed with invasive ductal carcinoma. I also had lobular carcinoma on my left side, which was not totally discovered. Well, it was and it wasn't, but when they got the pathology back, it turned out that the odds of my cancer turning up on my left breast were increased dramatically after the pathology from having both my breasts removed. So, yeah, so I was diagnosed with breast cancer at 49. No genetic markers, none of that. You can rewind and go through. I'm not going to go through every little detail. That's why I have 160 whatever vlogs on here. You can watch them all, whatever. So that was in July of 2021, and it was 7/11. Ha! And then in August, I had a double mastectomy with immediate reconstruction to implants. Those non-cancer muggles. I heard that term today, cancer muggles. I find that really amusing and very appropriate. People that don't really get it because they haven't gone through this themselves, I'm going to call cancer muggles from now on. If you don't watch Harry Potter, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, and you'll have to do some Googling, whatever. So yeah, I went right to my implants. I did not have expanders. I had, issues with my left fake boob, and in January this year I had reconstruction revision surgery on my left side, and liposuction on the sides, which sounds frou-frou, but if you're a non-cancer muggle, you'll probably understand more why I had liposuction. And weirdly, it's been, well, that was January, so now we're in July, so 7 months, 6 months, that my sides now I don't think look tremendously different. Who knows what they would have looked like before. But the point of today is, well, one quick thing, and then I'll get into the bra stuff. If you've been watching my vlogs, you know I don't do most anything quickly. But what I will say is that I was joking. I can't remember if I pulled the video off or not. I did a vlog when I hit my 2-year diagnosis anniversary. I did several of them, and I pulled one off, and I don't even remember if I put another one back on there or not. Whatever. The 2-year mark was weird. The 1-year mark was weird. The 2-year mark was weirder for me. But my oncology nurse took me off tamoxifen for 2 weeks. She thought I deserved a break from all the side effects that tamoxifen gives you. Also, I'm on tamoxifen, I'm on Lupron injections. I've had 22 of them. I, in theory, have 2 left. My oncologist feels differently. My gynecologist said 2 years, so I take 2 years as 24 months. I have an appointment with her, in like 2 weeks. I shouldn't say I love her. And we'll see what happens with the Lupron. I'm also on Zimeta infusions, which are awful. I've been having a problem bending my left thumb. It just gets stuck sometimes, and that's from my Zimeta infusions. But the point of the Zimeta is that it decreases your risk of having osteoporosis or osteoarthritis which is a side effect of taking the tamoxifen. The tamoxifen also keeps the cancer away, so you figure it out. So I was off the tamoxifen for 2 weeks, and what I just want to say really briefly about that, because I feel like a little guinea pig about the whole thing right now. It was a very interesting 2 weeks. The biggest thing that I noticed with being off the tamoxifen was that I was able to feel body temperatures again. I actually woke up a few times at night and I was cold, and I haven't felt cold in probably 2 years, except for like maybe the week after my Zimeta or something. But like normally, I don't feel normal body temperatures because of the tamoxifen. So it was really weird that like when it's breezy, I'm like, oh, I felt a chill. Like it was just bizarre. I was wearing like a sweatshirt in in the middle of July, and it was just odd. Like even now, because I'm only 1 day back on the tamoxifen and my air conditioning just kicked in, and I can feel the cool breeze on my leg, which is just such a weird feeling when you can't feel that. You just get used to being hot all the time. Hot flashes aren't really flashes. They're just like you're hot all the fucking time. I do curse, by the way, on these vlogs if you're just tuning in. So I was off the tamoxifen for 2 weeks, and then I met with my oncologist after like a week and a half in, and she said, get back on the tamoxifen right away. But the nurse had said to me, it might help to wean yourself back up to the dose that I was on before. Standard dosing, from my understanding, is 20 milligrams of tamoxifen. So I got the phone off the Zoom with my oncologist, and she's like, yeah, just start the tamoxifen. Boop. And I forgot to ask her about the weaning, like, or not weaning, but, you know, gradually going back up again. So I didn't want to hide. Advocating has become a bit more difficult. I don't know why you feel more emotions this far out, because less of it is like fresh. It's hard to explain. But anyway, the conclusion was put me back on the tamoxifen, and I'm on 10 milligrams, just half my dose. I was supposed to do that for 2 weeks and then go back up to the 20. The one thing I am noticing when I was off, and well, even yesterday, because like right now I have a headache. Like I would get these piercing headaches, but I don't really know if that's all the tamoxifen. It's been wicked hot here in Boston, like really hot outside. The air conditioning where I work broke, so it was like 90 degrees and I had no air conditioning, which is a great way to test things out when you're off tamoxifen. So that's where I am right now with the meds, just to let you guys know. Yeah, I'm just like staring at the bottle. I don't know why I should make it go away, but then I'll lose it and not remember where I put it. So I'm just gonna put it over there. Today's focus is about the bras. So obviously my experience of the bras, I'm going through my little timeline, because today I went for my first ever bra fitting, which I in hindsight should have done a long time ago, but I wasn't ready. So let's start from the beginning. So you have your you have your breast surgery, however you have things done, and you'll probably recognize this lovely little lady. This is the bra that you are in surgically right after the procedure. Like when you wake up from surgery, like this is what you have on. It could be a different color, but it's mostly what I see people wear. Like I have so much experience, but I guess at this point I kind of do. So what's so special about this bra? Things to know. This is going to be a long one, but it's going to be informative. So I think it's important, like just to share all the parts of what things look like. So comfortable material, obviously it's like stretchy, and this was the bra that I had. It's not my original bra. This is the one I had from my reconstruction revision back in January. So yeah, looks like this. It has Velcro on the shoulders here to adjust, which they'll obviously adjust for you when you have your surgery done. And the front enclosure is also Velcro. It takes some practice to like line up the Velcro tabs because like you want it to be like smooth, obviously. Like I would always just kind of tug it, maybe not like right after surgery, but like when you're done, it might take you a few tries to like line everything up so that it is on there perfectly. And I don't mention the getting there perfectly because I'm anal retentive, even though I was still a little far less since all this crap happened. But the reason I say that is because if part of the Velcro is exposed to your clothes, it will like stick to it and like pull at your clothes. And that's just one other extra piece of drama that you just don't want. So it has a front enclosure. Why is it in the front? Because after you have surgery, you can't do this. And I'm a really weird part about today. Well, I'll hold on to that thought. I'll walk through the process when I get up to today. So after surgery, yeah, you're very limited to what you can do with your arms, and you certainly can't like go behind your back or maybe some of you can, that's great, but most people can't go behind their back and clasp a bra. So that's why it's in the front. So that's the front. I'll get to these guys in a second. On the side, there's an opening here on the side. There is a seam there, which could get annoying if you have Tegaderm. Tegaderm is like a tape they use around. Just as a heads up, by the way, I still, the blood blisters I talked about, I still have 2 scars on, it's July, and I still have 2 scars from the blood blisters from my second surgery. They're getting lighter. I'm putting vitamin E on it. But anyway, so this is the side. Also has Velcro. You don't really have to focus so much on this being adjusted. But the holes, I can assume that everyone pretty much would have drains after you have your mastectomy. Some people only have 2, like one on one side and one on the other, and some have 4. I had 2 on one side, 2 on the other. It seemed like one was like kind of a top and one was towards the bottom. And the drains are what they are. They're there obviously to drain crap out of your body after the surgery is done. And then you have this like, it's like a tube, and then they have like this bulb on the bottom. You can Google it to see what the drains look like. I didn't have drains for the reconstruction revision, which I expected to have drains, but I didn't. I did have a bit more swelling because the drains are there to obviously get everything out of your body that shouldn't be there. And especially if you have lymph node removal. I had 6 lymph nodes removed from this side where all the drama was, and I had 2 removed from this side, and my lymph nodes were clear. But even the removal of the lymph nodes, obviously the lymph nodes aren't there anymore. So the ones that they remove, and so your body needs a little bit of a push to get all the gunk out. So you have these things sticking out of your sides. It sounds really gross, but like, I don't know. I mean, of course they're cumbersome and in the way, but like, and I say this 2 years out, maybe I felt differently before and just don't remember. But in the grand scheme of things, it's like, what, 2 weeks that you have them? I remember I'm pretty sure I went for my 1 week follow-up after my mastectomy, and he took out one of the, drain from each side, and then I just only had 1 left. I didn't really go a lot of places in the beginning because, yeah, if you go out in public, you have these like things hanging around. But anyhow, I did do a vlog about that, actually wearing the bra that looks just like this, and it was one of my vlogs that has a lot of views because I'm sitting in front of the bathroom like wearing this, and I don't know. Anyway, so these little thingies in front. So again, if here's like the bra as you're wearing it right here, these things in the front are handy because this is what the drains like hold on to. So there's a way to clip things on, and I explained that in an earlier vlog, so I won't get into too much detail about that. You'll see the thumbnail is me wearing this in front of the bathroom. It was called like how to shower or something after mastectomy, I can't remember. But these are the things that that hold the drains in place. And so not all bras have these, but these are actually kind of convenient to have. Also, when you're wearing it, these are convenient because like this, if you're like me or like most people, once you're on the meds and even after surgery, like I gained a ton of weight. I gained, almost 30 pounds, I think, after I started on the meds. And I don't know which med to blame for stuff because I started them in pretty quick succession after my surgery. So I don't know what to blame for what. The Lupron pushes you into menopause like that. And that's a large part of the weight gain there. But because of the weight gain, like this part, which is, it's stretchy, it's elasticy, but it gets like caught under stuff and you just want to like pull it straight. And like I used to use these to pull it to get some relief, but then you don't want to pull too much because obviously you have a lot of bandages and stuff and you don't want to pull on anything. But anyway, so this is Step number one with like what you go home with, I would highly suggest that you ask for, like in the beginning, you don't change out of this. Like this is just what you wear. But I would strongly suggest that you ask for a backup, because if you get it dirty, or it's gonna stink after a while too, by the way, especially if you have your lymph nodes removed. Like your armpits stink. And sometimes they ask you not to use deodorant too for a certain period of time, so it doesn't like get in the way of stuff. So you want to have like another one to wash so you don't stink. So you can just ask for a second one, which is no big deal. So that's the one that it all starts with. Then I went to this sexy thing. Again, similar idea with the Velcro straps that are here. They're wider than that one, but obviously this is like after you don't have the drains anymore and you want compression, but like you're still healing, and you still can't put your hands behind your back. So again, it has the Velcro on the shoulders to adjust like up and down and stuff. It has a front zipper. That one had the Velcro, which again gets stuck on things. The zipper, it's pretty easy to move up and down. And it's long. Like I liked, because I don't wear it anymore, but I liked that the zipper is like relatively long if you compare it to the other one. So it goes down a little bit further. But what you'll notice too is on the sides, there's no hole, because at this point you don't have drains anymore. And there is no seam, which is nice, because the seams, like once you have the drains, you'll have two marks. Like if you have two drains, you'll have two marks on the side that need to heal where the drains were. And like you don't want to have a what do you call it, stitching, from the other bra, like lining up with where the marks are from where you had the drains. And when I had my reconstruction revision in January, I didn't have drains, but I did have lipo. And oh my God, like I always thought lipo was like, oh, I'm so hoity-toity that I had liposuction done, whatever. But man, like my skin, and you can rewind to all this stuff too, but like the swelling, and like, I remember it was like hard. Granted, I had a lot of other stuff going on because my apartment flooded a week after I had my second surgery, which was not part of the plan. But my skin was like, it was hard, and it's so bruised, it's frightening looking. It's not bruised at all anymore. I just have like a little dot on just this side, where they put the needle in for or whatever the thing is for the liposuction, where they go like, but the point is you don't want a seam on it. So the nice thing about this kind of bra is that there's no seam on the side. So it compresses you in. It's very stretchy. These were awesome to sleep in. And they do, by the way, have, if you look super close up here, they have these like whole things here. They do use these as post-surgical, like immediate post-surgical things, because this comes with something that you can loop through to put the drains in too. It's just that when I got to this bra, I never had drains. Like I was done with that part. The tags are annoying. Like this is annoying. I tore it off of one of them, but I didn't tear it off of this one, because one of the issues with these front closure things is obviously you have like material like on this side, if you can see that, and like the bottom of the zipper here, I get that they can't make it perfect or whatever, but if things aren't lined up right, it can be pretty like, not abrasive, but just uncomfortable, like in between where your like cleavage is. So I kept the tag on here for this one because I wanted to cover up this part, so that way, like if I was sleeping and I moved this by accident or something, I'm not rubbing up against like a hard zipper or something. So like these worked great. I asked for a second one. I think I had 3 altogether, but I only have 2 right now. Yeah, I don't know, but these were awesome. I used these for a very long time because of the compression and stuff. It just keeps everything like together and in. The ruching, like you can't obviously wear like a V-neck shirt with this because it'll show. But fashionably isn't like what your focus is at the time. But what I found that was annoying after time with this is I was a stomach sleeper. I I've literally only laid on my stomach, I think, twice since everything happened. I'm just not comfortable doing it. The first time ever was when I was in physical therapy. I got frozen shoulder after my mastectomy, which happens a lot to women after that surgery, which I didn't know because I had never had frozen shoulder before. But anyway, so like I sleep on my side now where I'm most comfortable, but I'm still not in a, like, I'm still healing. I was told today when I went to the store I went to today for my fitting that I am still healing. So like when I lay on my side, it's weird because even though my right side had most of the drama, it's when it came to like tumors and stuff, the left side, there's just something about my implant that just doesn't seem to be working right. Again, I don't want to get into super detail because I've already talked about this in other vlogs, but I feel the implant more on my left side. So if I'm like laying on my side to go to sleep, before I had the reconstruction, like I could feel the end of, or the edge of the implant, and it would like, my scars go straight across here. Oh, ow. See? I've been doing too much today. Talk about listening to your body. I've been having little shooting pains. I don't really know what that's about. Maybe I'm just doing too much. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm laying on my side and my scars go straight across. So if the scar goes straight across and like I can feel the outside of the implant here, like where they crisscross, was super uncomfortable. Like I can't even describe the feeling. It's not like it's just annoying. It's just like I can't. It hurt. It's just such a bizarre. It feels like there's like an animal living inside of you. It's the most weird thing, and it's just something that you can't like live like that all the time. And I could feel when I laid down again before my second surgery, my left boob seemed like shifted over a little bit. Although when I had the surgery, it wasn't. It was like facing straight on. My boobs looked great. They were even. They seemed like they were perfect. It was just over time. It's just the way they healed. You know, people get multiple surgeries often after a mastectomy. And like you can judge, all you cancer muggles can judge all you want about like, oh my God, she had 5 surgeries done. I understand why people have several surgeries done. Like I had the 2 and I hope not to have a 3rd, but like if I need to, I need to. You know, you have to physically be comfortable in your own skin. It's not a mental, it becomes a mental thing, but yeah, anyway, so there was nothing wrong with my implant. Basically, he just like, he used Alloderm, which is, it's actually human cadaver skin. It has no DNA in it though. And he basically like moved my boob over and up 2 inches and went in the same scar. So I don't have like another scar. He just went in the same spot. And that seemed to like balance everything out. And like now that I'm pretty far along with the healing process from that surgery in January, I was ready to go to get like some like real bras, like what normal, that's a bad word to use, but what non-mastectomied women or non-breast cancer women normally wear. So when I had this on and I was laying on my side, I had the issue with like, I could feel the sides of my implants and they're touching each other in the center because like, you know, it's boob on boob, which feels weird as it is. And then like, you know, obviously when you lay on your side, this is not in the center of your boobs anymore. And then it like moves over and then like you wake up and you have like a line over here from where the zipper was. And they tell you to, like after surgery, when your scars are still healing, to not wear a bra or something tight that's going to have a seam going up and down, because it will impact the healing of the scar that's straight across. So, yeah. So anyway, so like pros and cons, what are you going to do? They are what they are, you know? But overall, I wore these for a really long time. And then from there, I did go on Amazon and I tried a bunch of different kinds. One of my friends who is also a breast cancer survivor mailed me a bra from a company called True. I don't know if it's True and Co. or True and Company. I don't know. I can't see. This one's actually inside out. She sent me a bra, and she said she also had a double mastectomy, and she said like that's what she wears all the time, and that's what this bra is. I'm not showing all my new bras, by the way, because these are like the bras that I'm not wearing as much anymore. So these True and Company bras, they're kind of pricey, but they're super soft, like really soft, and they have cups on the inside. Like thin cups, not anything like super cumbersome, like what you find in a sports bra, like this kind of cup, you know, nothing super crazy. And they have different styles. I used to have a V-neck one, but they mentioned my apartment flooded, so all my clothes got destroyed, or shrunk, or had rusty water on them, and don't really want a bra with rusty water on my boobs. So I don't have that one anymore. But this one, obviously, like, you know, scoops straight across. I have one in black too. I think wear the black one more because the black one, this top part like shows when you're here. It shows when you have shirts on that are like that have deeper scoops in them. If you have a V-neck, it won't show. But they're super comfortable, like really comfortable. I do have a seam on the side, but the material is so thin that the seam doesn't really bother you a lot. And nipples. So when you're wearing this, they have the cups, so it's a little bit preformed. Many women are not able to keep their nipples after mastectomy. I wasn't either. So you have a little like an indentation thing going on because this would be a great thumbnail. This will get all sorts of men. Because I look at my demographics and it's like the proportion of men to women is like surprising. And I'm like, are they just like looking for, I can see what people look for what they're searching for when they find my vlogs. And I'm like, this is not a porn site. You know, this is, when I'm doing this, I'm talking about boobs being chopped off. There's no sex coming. Sorry, boys. Anyway, or girls, whatever. So if you aren't able to save your nipples, obviously the shape's going to be somewhat different because, you know, even when your nipples are like not hard, like, you know, like regular nipples, whatever, because you can have like fake nipples made, whatever. But no matter what, they still protrude a little bit, like the areola area, it does protrude a little bit. And when you have your nipples not able to be saved after mastectomy, you don't have that bump anymore. It's just like a curve. So if you buy one of these bras, and I'm not endorsing any of these, by the way, this is just my experience of, oh, it'd be great if they could shell out some money and send me some free stuff, sure. But anyway, you have a little bit of a, you know, indentation there because the nipple's not there. But it's not something that like shows up when you're wearing clothes really or anything. So if you buy one of the bras and you're like, crap, I have this bump here. There are certain bras, especially the V-neck ones, that the not having a nipple it does protrude too much, and it's noticeable when you're wearing clothes. So I returned those, but I have not found that with these. Oh, and they're a little bit longer. I don't know how far back to go. They're a little bit longer here. I've gone through 2 sizes in the beginning. Even though I had gained all the weight, I feel like I gained more weight as time went on. But I wear a smaller bra size now than like when I first got this bra within the first year after my mastectomy. But my stomach at that point was like, there were some days where I look skinny and some days I look super pregnant. And I work with a, excuse me, a dietitian or nutritionist. I eat very healthy, I exercise, you see me kayaking and stuff. It's not a matter of that. It's just that my body is going through a lot and it rebels by like protecting itself and just like popping out. So what happens sometimes, or not sometimes, a lot with this is that like in my fat times of day, this will start like rolling up a little bit and getting put underneath here. And I started getting this bizarro habit of just like reaching under my shirt and just going like that just to straighten it out, which really isn't great when you're in public. So I had to like, well, I can't do that with the bras I just got today. But yeah, because it's longer, it has that. There's no underwire. I'm not ever wearing an underwire again. It just kind of stops. And because the material's kind of, it's not, I mean, it's got give, obviously. But it doesn't hurt really when it rolls up. In the beginning it did because I was wearing the wrong size, but then it takes a lot of trial and error. Nice thing too, which I forgot to say about these, because obviously there's no front zipper. How do you get it on? In the beginning, you might not be able to pull it over your head because like going like this after a mastectomy is a big deal and takes quite a bit of time. The nice thing about this being stretchy is you can go from the bottom up. You can put your feet in it, pull it up, and then just like, you know, stick your arms in the holes to get it in. So these can go through quite a bit. Obviously over time it does get stretched out and, you know, you might need to get a replacement. So I had this one, I have one in black. The black one's nice too, because like I said, it looks like you're wearing a tank top underneath and people don't know it's an actual bra. I had the V-neck that worked well for me. They also have, which I lost in the flood and didn't get another one, but they had a camisole that had like real bra straps. Like obviously these aren't like what you would consider as like a regular bra strap, but the camisole had like real bra straps that were adjustable, and it was long, and again had those cups. It was a very interesting feeling, but when you feel like you need to have some extra support, like there definitely was the extra support there. I didn't buy another one of them. I don't know why. I don't know, I just didn't. So that brings me up to today. So, or I should say like a week and a half ago, whatever. So when I met, first of all, my plastic surgeon gave me a list of places to go to get fitted for a bra. I don't even remember how early on it was, but it was pretty early on. And I just was like, okay. I saw the paper, I put it on my kitchen island or whatever. Well, I didn't have an island then, table, whatever. And I never did anything with it because I had these and they were working. Oh, my sports bras. Duh, I don't know why I didn't mention those. I'll use the black one. This is the one I got on Amazon, by the way. And the True & Co. you can get on Amazon too. It's in a purple baggie because this is my old one. And now I have a new one on. And she said, do you want to go home wearing it? I was like, okay. So I'm wearing a pretty one now. But anywho, so this is the sports bra that it comes in a pack of 3. I got black, white, and a nude color. Also front zip. But the nice thing about this front zip is that it has this thing on it that covers, like the material's softer than the, I was gonna say the industrial one, but the white post-surgical one, like it's definitely softer than this one is. So when you zip it up, you have this little like flappy thing that goes over it so that it doesn't bang, you know, doesn't scratch into you. And same thing on the bottom there, voila, you know, you have this exposed zipper part, but if you just go like that, then it's closed up, but it doesn't like, you know, bang into you so much like that one did. So this is, I feel like it's Hanes or something. It's made in China. I don't know. If you go on Amazon and you just like plug in the search bar and put like front zip post-mastectomy bras, like these will come up as like the #1 thing. And they're not that expensive, like at all. The True & Co. ones, I feel like they were like $60 or so, but I feel like this set was like $20-30 for the 3 of them. The back of it has like a little bit of stitching. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it just says made in China. I thought they were Hanes, but maybe they're not. I don't know. But anyway, for sports bras, so now you can see an extra large, which is so funny because I got my bra size today and I was like, wow, I was very surprised what it was. Anyhow, I'm not going there right now. So here's the one that I wear like all the time. Again, the problem is if you have a low cut shirt, this top thing will like show and it's not really the prettiest thing to show. And it's a sports bra, so like the sides will show in shirts that you're wearing because it's, you know, it's a racer back, So these are going to be closer together so that will show underneath certain things. But I've gotten a tremendous amount of use out of these suckers. I mean, they're great. Again, they're easy because they're front zip too. They also do have, you know, the little thingies with the padding, you know, on the inside. So you can see that. And honestly, I would, once these were getting stretched out, I just started putting them in the dryer to shrink them a little bit because they were getting a little bit too stretched out. Pros, I feel like I just mentioned all them. Cons, this is an XL. I'm relatively tall for a chick. Like I'm not petite by far. So I'm not even talking weight wise. It just means like in general, I'm like tall. And my torso is pretty long. So because it's an XL, there's a lot of material underneath your armpit, like between the armpit part and the bottom. So like it kind of sticks up like right in your armpit, which is not the most comfortable thing often. But again, sometimes you want to feel that compression depending on how you're doing. For me, like I said, I've been doing a Lupron now 22 times, and the week, especially the week and a half before I'm due for my next Lupron, I get into like wicked sensory overload, and I need to have like proprioceptive input, and having the compression of this actually helps that. There is no side seam, but because there is a pad here, you know, you have that little hole thing where the pad goes in, and like you'll have that circle on your skin because it's pretty compressed, which is not the most comfortable thing to have. It's a loud kid running. Hang on. The rolling up doesn't really happen so much on this one because there's not as much stuff underneath to roll. And if it does roll, it's just like a small amount. So I don't really have any issue with the rolling with this. So basically, like for most of the time, I would wear the True & Company bras now. And then if it didn't really matter so much like what was showing or what kind of shirt I had on, and I wanted some more compression, I'd wear this. And I feel like it's a common misconception that you think, well, you have implants, you don't need a bra anymore. Can I go around without a bra? Well, I mean, without a bra and something on. You know, yes, I can. I did not wear a bra like 2 days in a row just because of the dresses that I had. And like, I guess that's one bizarro perk from all this shit show that like, yeah, I can wear outfits with like out a bra, and my boobs are higher than they were before because they're not like a saggy 51-year-old, you know, set of boobs. But I think it's a very big misconception that like you could just walk around all the time without wearing any support at all. If I go 2 days without wearing a bra, I feel it after that. I need to like have something to like get me back in here and put me back together again because they're heavy. I don't think, like, I didn't realize that either. Like, implants are heavy. I have silicone implants from Natrel, if I'm saying that right. They're not the teardrop. They're just like the regular ones. I think they're medium protrusion. There's another word for it that I can't think of right now. I'm not going to tell you what my cup size is or any of that stuff. But basically, like, my plastic surgeon's phenomenal, and I just asked him to have, like, I said, when the whole thing is said and done, I just want my boobs to just look kind of like what they were like before. I don't want to go bigger. I didn't want to be flat. It's everyone's choice as to what they do. And obviously not having the nipple on, you know, changes things. My plan is to have my nipples tattooed on. I'm just not ready for it yet. I don't want to have my nipple tattoos be my first tattoos. So I went to a tattoo parlor and got my helix pierced, which I don't regret for a second. It actually, I play with it a lot right before my Lupron, and it helps with the sensory thing. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because it's so sensitive. But I want to get a regular tattoo that's not a nipple tattoo before I do get the nipple tattoos. I'm just not ready. It's a weird feeling. You feel almost like a Barbie doll and not like the pink cherry kind of way by not having nipples. I'm pretty much over the I say this now, but over the morning part of them being gone. I know that was really hard for me when they told me that they couldn't save them. Even before surgery, they told me that they wouldn't be able to save them. Just basically how my boobs were shaped to where my tumor was. My tumor was pretty big. Anyway, I do believe and have felt phantom nipple. I don't know if that's a term. I'm making it a term right now. Like when they talk about amputees losing limbs and they say, oh, I can feel my leg, but it's not there. I can feel my nipples right now and they're not there. I can't even try to explain what it is, but like I can feel them right now. You can laugh all you want. Like I can totally feel them. But they're not there. Maybe it's something about the scar, because the scar is about where the nipple like was, and maybe there's like a pulling, and that's why I feel, I don't know. I don't want to try to hyperanalyze why, but yeah, I can, I mean, obviously they're not physically there if you're talking about like from a sexual aspect, but heads up too, most places have, like in their oncology departments, have someone whose sole job is to focus on like the sexuality related to breast cancer patients, because obviously like you're losing, well, if it's your nipples, like you're losing an erogenous zone. If it's your boobs, like it's, you know, there's a lot about your womanhood that you feel like you're losing. But there are people there to help. Like I didn't know that was even a thing, that was an option for me. I have not gone to one, like I'm not with a partner or anything, and like I can, well, I won't get just super detailed, just stop there. No need to overshare. Anyhow, so when I had my 2-year like appointment with the oncology nurse, I don't know really why I had 2 separate appointments. I'm glad I did. I met with an oncology nurse that I hadn't met with before, and she also gave me a list of places to go for a bra fitting. And I'm like, all right, I'll call. So I saw the list, and she's like, oh, there's one in town. So if you're local, by the way, I'll shout out names just for the 2 that I've dealt with and give you my 2 cents, and you can just, you know, make whatever judgments you want about whatever. This is just my sharing. So I got off the Zoom, excuse me, with the oncology nurse, and she pulled up the website. That's what she did. She pulled up the website for Lady Grace. So if you're local, Lady Grace is a store in Woburn that does bra fittings for post-mastectomy women. They do prosthetics. Anyway, so she pulled up the website. So of course I'm on my laptop because I'm on Zoom, and I pull up the website myself. So when I hang up with her on Zoom, I'm like, fine. The website's right there. So I get my phone, which I'm looking at, and I dial the number, which is easy to do. What's hard to do is to hit that button to actually call. So I dial the number because it's like right here. So like I can't really complain. It's like 15 minutes for me, not even. And I called, and they weren't the friendliest people on the phone. So I called, and it just seemed pretty like doctory to me, like clinic-like to me. For this kind of thing, I wanted something more warm, fuzzy. So anyway, I called, and they were saying that they were pretty booked up or something, but oh, we can fit you in, whatever. Like I felt like I was annoying them, you know, and I'm like, you don't have to tell me that. Obviously anyone that's calling there for the first time has gone through a massive amount of shit. Like, give us a little bit of grace. Haha, funny. Anyhow, so I'm like, second chances. I should believe more in second chances. And I made the appointment. And I hung up, and I just did not have a good feeling in my stomach after the whole thing. It's not that I was nervous. It was just like, am I going to share this experience of like having someone look at my boobs and go to this next step of like having relatively normal experiences with boobs again? Do I want to share that with this person? And I sat on it for like a week, and then I'm like, no, I'm not giving that to them. I don't even know these people, but I didn't get a good vibe from them. So I called them back to cancel the appointment. They also seemed annoyed. And I'm like, you know what? Again, you should understand that like, it's like a yo-yo, you know, it's an emotional experience. So I'm glad that I canceled. My plastic surgeon, so my oncology nurse was the one who gave me that second list. My nose is running. I don't want to hit pause, but hopefully I won't run too much. So I'll be quick. Okay, sorry, that's so sexy. My plastic surgeon only ever gave me, not only, but gave me the name of one place that's in New Hampshire, which isn't far from me, but in New Hampshire. And I just never called. And when I asked, I saw the list had like, when she sent me a list of other places, and there were like 7. Many of them are inside of hospitals. I'm like, I don't want to go to a hospital to get like a pretty bra. I want a bra that has nothing to do with hospitals. I want it to be like the old me, as much as I can. So Amanda Thomas Boutique is in Merrimack, New Hampshire. And that was who Plastics recommended. And who was on the top, well, Amanda was on the top of the sheet. So I'm like, I'm just going to call there. My plastic surgeon, brilliant man, also warm fuzzy. And I wanted that experience. So I trusted him to like put me in the right spot. And since her name came out twice, I'm like, all right, I'm going to give her a call. I didn't do it right away because I was annoyed about the whole Lady Grace thing. But when I canceled the Lady Grace appointment, I'm like, I'm not going to not make another appointment. So I called pretty much right away. It took me about 5 minutes, but then I called because it's easiest to run away and not call at all. So I call them, and someone answers, and they're like, hello, like just bubbly. And normally bubbly annoys me, but for something like this, like I need bubbly yet caring. So I had a vibe too, real quick, with Lady Grace, that when she quick asked what my story, like they don't want your whole story, but like just what I'm looking for. I felt like their focus was on people that needed prosthetics. Because when I told her that I had reconstruction, she's like, oh, you had reconstruction. And I'm like, is that bad? Like, why? I didn't like the tone that she used. Like, oh, you're not as important because you had reconstruction. You know, it just was a vibe I didn't like. Anyway, so they didn't ask me all those questions at that point at Amanda Thomas. So I went today. I had an appointment with a woman named Danielle, who was just phenomenal. I park, and it's a bit of a trek for me to get there, but whatever. It's a little day trip. And I found a Pizza Hut and a Friendly's on the way too, which is cool because I haven't seen one of those in Massachusetts in a very long time. But I pull up and it's quiet, and of course there's pink ribbons all on the windows and stuff. And I'm like, oh God, here we go with the pink ribbons. And there's racks of bras on the outside. And I hate shopping, by the way. Like, this is from Amazon. I hate shopping, period. Let alone shopping and all this shit going on. Like, this is from Amazon. My shoes I got from Buy Nothing, and my shorts I got from Stitch Fix. So really none of those I really shopped for. So I see these racks of bras on the outside, and there's got to be like 40 bras on a rack, and I'm like, Jesus, I can't look through all that, but that's what fittings are for. It's not my job to do that. Like, she's going to do that. So I go in, and I had my prescription, by the way, because mastectomy bras are covered under insurance. How much they're covered, I don't know. I will say that I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Obviously, I went to New Hampshire, and I live in Massachusetts, so I crossed state lines, and I have to get more paperwork sent over to them because I have Massachusetts insurance, and I went to a store in New Hampshire. whatever. Hopefully it'll be fine. So the point is I had to pay flat out, and then like we had to deal with insurance to get the money back. So today's bill was higher than I was thinking, because I thought I would just like give it to her, let her deal with insurance, and if I lived in New Hampshire that would be the case. But just a heads up that, you know, that's whatever. The paper I have to get filled out is like a cross border or cross state something or other approval. So I just have to get that from oncology or even my primary care or whoever, and send that up to her. So it's not like a big project. It's just now I have to like wait a month to get potentially the check back, and then to Amanda Thomas, and then they'll send it down to me. But anyway, so I walk in, and the person in front of me, you know, the COVID pandemic thing had happened and is easing up, but the person that was going in front of me had a KN95 mask on, and like where we are now with COVID, you don't really see people walking around with masks anymore. So when I see someone with a mask, I think, you know, that they've got something going on, that they're immunocompromised and can't get sick. And then I think, like, you know, she had a headscarf on. I would assume that she was in chemo. Is that why she has the face mask on and stuff? And it just, like, you know, makes you sad and stuff. And I walk in, and what I loved when I walked in, first of all, where you have to go is directly in front of you. There's no hunting around to figure out what you're supposed to do. I love that you just go straight ahead, and that's just where you go. And to the left and the right of you are bathing suits. I didn't get a bathing suit today, but that is on my list of things to do because I need a new bathing suit. But I love how when you walk in, you're surrounded by bathing suits. Granted, it's July. You're not surrounded by like medical stuff, you know? And then I look to my left, and they do wigs too. And there's like a pink wig, and there's like this really cool blue wig. And then like the, you know, typical colors are more in the back. But the brightness of when you're walking in, seeing like swimsuit colors and stuff on the sides of you, they change the, like, you're not walking into a hospital. Like it just makes it more fun. It seems weird, but you know, not clinical is my point. So I was kind of awkward. This is going to be longer than an hour because I'm at 52 minutes, but whatever. I had my script in my hand, and just told her I had the appointment, and I feel like we had a conversation when I was on the phone. I don't really remember when it was on the phone, when she asked like what I was looking for. And what I said to her was like, I want like an everyday bra. I'd like to have one that's not super high, so I can wear shirts like this and not have to worry about like my bra like showing. I need a sports bra because part of why I'm not going back to other exercises that I used to do, like Zumba, which is bouncy, is because I don't have a bra to like keep these suckers in. I was gonna ask her if she had some sort of camisole, something that was also had some compression to help me sleep at night to keep everything together, and then to get a bathing suit. So that way she could at least have an idea of like, you know, what to look for once I get there. So, yeah, so we went in a dressing room. I awkwardly just hold the paper out like it's a note from my mom, like here. And she's like, I said, no. I said I was gonna leave it on her desk. And she's like, no, I'll take it. I'm like, okay. I don't know, I'm gonna guess she was around like 30-ish, I don't really know. So I go in the room, and she's like, you can sit right down, like, you know, you hear that in doctor's offices, but it wasn't a doctor officey chair. But what's interesting is when you sit down in the chair, I look straight ahead, and there's a huge mirror in front of me, and I'm like, oh, look how unforgiving that looks. Because I didn't get dolled up. Like, this is like what I looked like. It's just I started sweating after a while, so I put my hair up in a scrunchie. But I just had like shorts on and this on and like sandals. But then at the top of the mirror, it said, hello, gorgeous. And one of my good friends says that to me a lot. She's like, hello, gorgeous. So I immediately thought of her, and it just made me feel more calm. And what I loved especially was there wasn't a ton of pink everywhere. I mean, yeah, there were those pink ribbon things when you first walked in, but when you actually go inside of the boutique, it's not like loaded with pink. I don't like pink. The wall in there was like a very light shade of purple. So I'm just looking around, there's some flyers, whatever. But she was very clear about like, here's how today's gonna work. And she told me that she's going to be asking me a lot of questions, and like she wants me to be straight with her, and if I hate something, tell her that I hate it. If I love something, tell her what I love, like every little thing. Because she's got to know, like, you know, I'm walking out with this. The whole point, like on their bag, I don't have my reading glasses. It says restoring personal image and confidence, which I love. I love that I walked out with a bag like this and not with a bag that says like, you know, mastectomy, reconstruction, brow sore, you know, like I'm not going to use that. People are going to be like, oh, why did you have, or how did you have your personal image restored? Because I did. I truly feel like I did today. And if they use purple bags inside of that to put your old bras and not pink ones. Anyway, so I hate to shop. What I loved was that she said, you know, she's going to go out. I was not ready to show her my boobs. I didn't have to. I said, I don't know how I'm going to feel once I have the first bra on. We just have to see how this goes. But right in that second, I'm like, no, I don't want to show you my boobs. I get I have to be measured, but I don't want to show you my boobs. I don't even want to take my shirt off right now for you. And honestly, I don't even remember if I had my shirt off when she measured me. But my shirt's pretty thin today anyway. I'm pretty sure I'm like 99% sure that she measured me twice. So she measured me. And all she measured was like around here, you know, like for your back number. And the other one, oh gosh, I don't even remember. I feel like she took a tape measure like from here to here or something, maybe to see how far out I was. Because I have no idea what cup size I am. I know what cup size I used to be. And I know that the clothes that I have, like the underwires and my old bras, like they don't fit me. My boob is like, it's so interesting. It's so interesting because like, I'll throw it. I was a D cup before all this happened. Like I used to be a C and then I was a D cup. I don't know why, whatever. Different brands, you know, it's all different. And I knew that after I had my mastectomy that my boobs would be a little bit smaller. They told me that, but not like dramatically smaller. But I found it interesting that like when I was comfortable enough to try on my old bras just for shits and giggles, that my boob couldn't fit into my D cup bras. Like, first of all, the underwire thing, like how that's all shaped and stuff, like doesn't work with these suckers. Like there's really no, you know, wiggling, shoving around with implants. Like they're pretty, at least mine are pretty firm. Like they are where they are. They're not shaking around, moving around. So like I was confused because I'm like, they're smaller, but yet a D is too small for a cup. So I don't understand. But I'll tell you today, like the bras that I got were not Ds. They were smaller. But like when I look down, to me, they look no different really size-wise from my other ones, except that they're like in more. So anyway, she looked at the bra I was wearing, which was the black sports bra that I was showing you. And I told her like what I liked, what I didn't like about this. And again, what I was looking for with having a lower cut one. Not a lot of questions. And she's like, I'm going to go out and you just stay here and I'm going to pick out a bunch for you and you try things on and see what you like, what you don't like. And it's like when you go to TJ Maxx and you have the hooks that says like, you know, keep, maybe, definitely no. But I didn't have to, like, I just had to tell her. I didn't have to keep track of all that shit. She kept track of all of that. But I just looked at the things like, oh God, decisions to make. How many bras am I going to have on there where I'm like, nope, nope, nope. So she brought a bunch in. And like, she doesn't know me from a hole in the wall as to what I used to wear. And And I feel like the first one I tried on was nude. And what was so weird was she asked me if she wanted her to help me put it on, or if she just wanted me to put it on. And I said, for the first bra I'm trying on after all this shit happened, I'm like, I need to be the one to put this one on. So, close the door. Yeah, so she measured me with my shirt on. Because she shut the door, and there's a trust aspect. Like, I trusted her that she shut the door. I never even looked back to see if anyone else was looking at the door the whole time. But I remember taking my shirt off and putting it on the chair behind me, and take the other sports bra off and putting it on the chair. Like, that wasn't a big deal because I do it all the time. But I picked up the bra, and it's a nude bra. It's not like super sexy. Like, I wasn't looking for that. Although it did have some nice little like flowery stitching on the shoulder thingies. But I put it on and it had a regular back clasp. And it's like riding a bike. It all comes back that you put your arm in, and then when I went to go around, I was like, I haven't clasped a bra in 2 years. It was really weird. I'm like, am I gonna remember how? And it felt like there was like 6 things to clip. There was probably only 3, but it seemed like a lot. And I mean, I'm okay now with putting my hands back here, that I could clasp them. But I was having a hard time clasping them because it is like riding a bike and it takes a bit of coordination for all, like, you know, the guys who are sitting there trying to learn how to undo a girl's bra. I feel like that's such a thing that you get used to when you're a girl and a woman, is putting the snaps on your bras. But I had a hard time. But I didn't want her help. I needed to do it on my own. So I did the 12 clasps. I think it was just 3. And then I just stared at myself in the mirror. And I didn't cry. I wasn't frustrated either, because again, I put it on and it's nude, so it's not as forgiving as like wearing black or something dark. And, you know, I don't have my nipples, so like, you know, it has a cup on it, and I'm like, look what I can do, boom, 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 you know, because it has that little indentation thing, like what I showed you on these guys. So like, here we go, like, whatever, you know. And she asked if I was ready, and I said yeah, and she came in, and she was so subtle. Because at that point I was like, I just stared at myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh, hair's up, like I'm sweating already, like it's time to, you know, get to business. But she came in and she was just so subtle because I don't know what the hell I did on the back with the clasps. But she just said, she was like, oh, let's just fix this a little bit back here. And then she fixed whatever needed to be done. Something was misaligned, whatever. It wasn't a big thing. She didn't make it into a big thing. And she pulled everything down and she adjusted my straps and stuff. And she's like, you know, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. And I liked that it wasn't like a you know, surgical looking bra, and that it had a little bit of like stitching. You know, like it looked a bit feminine, but the boob part, like, just, you know, I'm like, look what I can do. And, you know, I said to her, like, I'll have my nipples tattooed on, and that will raise them a little bit because they use like texturizing stuff to tattoo them, but it's not going to fill that space. So, so she got an idea of like for fitting, whatever. And she's like, so this isn't going to work. And I'm like, no. So she said she's going to grab a few more. And I said, I feel like if you don't measure me without anything on at all, you're not going to get the best fit because you don't know what you're working with. So I said, like, I'm ready to show you what they look like. And I think, besides doctors, I think only one other person's seen my boobs since surgery. I'm not even sure she has, actually. I don't even think she has, actually. So it's a big deal for me to just, like, show my boobs. And I don't want to, like, go there and make this whole big appointment and, like, have her go off numbers with, like, me having a bra on and clothes. And she said, like, are you sure? And I said, yeah. Like, I need you to get what you're working with here. So I undid the clasps and I just took my bra off. I never looked in the mirror. I looked off to the side like I'm doing right now. And by the way, like, a quick thing to say, I know that I don't make a ton of eye contact in my vlogs a lot, and that's part of why. Because if I look straight on here, I still see myself over on the phone a little bit, and it's still hard to, like, associate the person, Jen, that's in the peripheral of the camera right there with what I'm talking about. I used to look people square in the eye, and I haven't in the past 2 years. I'll get there. So I unclasped the bra and I took the shoulder straps down. And she just, like, gently took it. And I'm used to seeing myself in the mirror naked because I shower and stuff. So I just explained to her, you know, a little of what's going on. And she asked me, like, if it was okay if she measured me again. I love that she kept asking me. Like I was part of, like, we were a team figuring this shit out. You know, it's not like, go here, do this, stand by the blue wall. It wasn't like that at all. So I feel like when she measured me the second time, like, she only went around this way, because, like, I would have felt, even though I'm pretty numb, I would have felt that she put, like, a tape measure around here. Anyway. So, I don't even remember what happened at that point, but she came back and, maybe she had another one in her hand that I just am not remembering right now. Because when she opened the door to leave, I wasn't naked. I feel like I was starting to put on another bra. Anyway, so she came back. And I'm not going to show you all my bras, but she came back and she had, yeah, I'm not going to show you all these. They don't look like anything different, by the way. It's just that they don't have underwires. Anyway, I'll take it out just because I'm going to take it out. I'm not showing you all my bras. Like, I of course want to be helpful to all of you, but, like, there's boundaries. So she came back. My bras are in my lap. And she brought this, I saw this bra on top. And it's black and it has like lacy stuff on it, but it has a brown bow in the middle. And I like the black brown together, which I thought was really pretty. And it has like a trim on the inside. Like, as I'm feeling it, I'm seeing that there is a pocket to put a prosthetic piece in it or something, but I obviously don't need that. And I didn't even notice it until just now. But the sides, when I put it on, like, the sides are like super, super soft. And I just like the trim. But I love the black and the blue combination together, and it looked like a regular bra. I'm like, I want to try that one on. So she left, and I tried it on, and it looked like me. I didn't even look to see what size they were, but like that's so bra that like I would have worn before. It's actually nicer than a bra I would have worn before. I used to wear Victoria's Secret bras all the time. And like obviously it's more forgiving because it's black and you can't see like you know, if there's like a little indentation, like you can't see it. But I put it on and I'm like, I look badassly sexy right now. And I felt like a woman again. Like I thought if you go to like a boutique for mastectomy bras, they're all gonna look like these, you know, mechanical engineered shit things. That is not what this looks like. Anyway, it's really pretty and I bought it. And then she had me try another one on that was nude. And it had this like dumb little this one has like a bow. The other one has more like a bow that looks like a flower, and I'm like, I don't really like frou-frou stuff, whatever. But she's like, you need like a t-shirt bra, and I'm like, yeah, I know. And a nude one too. It's funny because as I look at how it's made on the inside, maybe I shouldn't look. It looks more like an industrial bra, but in the front it doesn't. So I got, I tried on a bunch. And like once I turned on the sexy ass bra, and I knew Wheelies had one that was like in the S pile, which for me is shocking because I hate to shop. It made the rest easier. So I communicated a lot with her, which like, you know, what works, what doesn't, what do I like, what's uncomfortable, what am I worried about, whatever. So I got a nude one too, which is a t-shirt bra. And then this sucker, man, I'm definitely not showing you this one, but this one is gorgeous. This one's gorgeous. Chronologically, I should mention the one that I'm wearing right now because I saw that one. I'm like, oh, that's fun. And that was in like the second group of things that she brought out. I mean, I'm not going to like, whatever, take my whole shirt off, but like, you can see it has like a, you know, fun little badassy pattern to it. So I'm like, okay, you got like the sexy here and they got the badassness here. And I thought because it looked like badass that it was like not going to fit right because that's me, Mrs. Optimism. And I put it on and I'm like, this works. And it has like real bra straps and it's like fun. And it's not, I mean, like if I had a bathing suit on, I'm not taking my top off, but I will like show you this. But it's a fun color. If you saw me at the beach or whatever, this is what I would look like anyway. It's a fun color. It pushes me in. It's got some compression on the side. It pushes me in and like, damn, look at that fucking cleavage. I'm sorry. I don't care if I don't care if this is the reason why I have 12,000 views on here, but like, damn. After all those surgeries to have everything just like line up straight up and down is such a big deal. And she said, and it's so funny because it has a little like a diamondy crystal thing and I'm like, oh, it matches my ear. So like, I'm happy with how that looks. For all the shit that I've been through, for fuck's sake, like, and she finds this thing and I'm like, thank you. Yeah, so I got this one. Although I have to say that like, I mean, it's been a few hours now. It's been like 7 hours I've had this thing on. And my body almost doesn't know what to do with itself. When I started trying these on more, stuff started coming back to me again as to like what you do when you put on a bra. Like, how do you put on a bra? And then like just out of habit, I leaned forward and I went to go like this to lift my boob like into the bra. And chicks out there, like, you know, if you know, you know. When my boobs were saggy, I'd like lift and push and put it where it needed to be. There's not a lot of give with these suckers, but it all came back to me, and she's like, yeah, she's like, it's good if you lean forward and get them where they need to go. And that's like what normal people do when they put on a bra. You lean forward so the gravity is where it is, and then like you lift up a little bit here to put it in its spot, and you lift it a little bit here, and then like voila, there they are. And it's not a push-up bra. It's there is no underwire underneath. I don't want to take my whole top off. I just don't. There is no underwire underneath, but like, it's just, I'm just so happy with this. I still have those bubbles here, which like most women have those bubbles here. And one thing I kept asking her too was like, if I'm doing it wrong, because I'm like, I'm worried about like, even where this ends, I'm like, my lymph nodes were taken out here. Is it bad that this ends right here? Is that gonna like rub up into my lymph node area where they were taken out and like mess something up? Like, I don't want to mess up my reconstruction. And she's like, if anything, you're messing it up more when you don't do something to support them, because like gravity still happens. It's still your skin. They're gonna start to move, and it's gonna be less comfortable because I do feel like they're very heavy and pull at me. If you have the right bra, like I put my shirt on and I'm walking around like sticking my chest out like this because I can feel like I want to stand up more straight so that they're sticking out. And when I looked down, I saw my boobs and not my stomach. And today's not a skinny day for me. I saw my boobs and not my stomach. Or like when I got there and I had the, the other bra on, like I saw my stomach right away. So it just made me feel like extremely feminine. This other black one is just fucking gorgeous. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, so pretty. This I'll save for someone special. Who's me? But, so all their special, whatever. The other thing, because I know this is like stupid long, it's like a feature film at this point, is sports bras. And sports bras are a pain in the ass. I have one. I don't mean like, yes, this kind of sports bra, but I have a sports bra that's not front zip. It's a racer back that goes over your head, but it's so tight around this part, which is good because it keeps me still, but it's hard to get over my head and like over this area. So anyway, the sports bra that she picked out, I tried on a couple. I was less concerned about what it looked like because it's going to be underneath stuff, but it's black, which is good because I sweat, The shoulder straps are a little bit wider. I mean, this one I don't mind showing you guys just because I'm not like, I'll wear this out obviously when I'm exercising, but what's interesting is for a sports bra, it has a back closure. I've never had a sports bra with a back closure before. And yeah, I guess there are 3 things and not 12. But it's got like some breathability. I don't know if you can see like the holes through here. And it is pretty tight. I just showed you what my cup size was. And the front of it actually is kind of prettier than like regular sports bras that I've seen. But it pushes me in, and she said to me, this will be my positive thing as I'm signing off here. I said, the only way I'm really gonna know if it works is if I like go out there and like do what I would be doing. And she's like, well, what did you do? And I said, I used to do Zumba, and Zumba has a lot of bouncing and dancing and stuff, and like I can't bounce. And she's like, she told me she had somebody in there once that actually did jumping jacks in the in the fitting room to make sure that the sports bra like really held her in. And I'm like, jumping jacks, jeez. I'm like, I don't even remember if I know how to do a jumping jack. And then I'm like, Fun Jen is like, maybe I should do a jumping jack. So what did Fun Jen do? I'm like, I had to think a second. I'm like, I think I want to do a jumping jack with this on to make sure that like me bouncing around is going to work. So I did 2 jumping jacks and she did them with me. And then once I got to that, I just was like, I'm not going to bounce with this one because it's not as supportive, but I was just like bouncing. And like, they didn't bother me from the bouncing. And I'm like, this is the one. So I left with, 1, 2, I think I have 5 bras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bras. She gave me a discount off of one of them. Yeah, it doesn't matter what number they are. It doesn't matter what size they are. I feel pretty. And I feel more like me. My boobs are going to take some time to get used to them because they're like in some sensory weirdness right now. Because right now, mom is telling them where to be, and they've been the one who have been in charge for the past 2 years. And now it's like, no, I'm the one who's in charge. We're going to get these stickers up and in and making Jen feel good. So there's a little bit of sensory stuff going on for me right now. But I'm going to keep it on for a little while longer and then take them off, before bed. And I think I just might double tank top it up for bedtime because I still want something that's going to keep them in. So that's where I am. That is the front to end version of of the metamorphosis of the sports or of the post-mastectomy post-surgical bra to like this. Like this don't look like no post-surgical bra. But that's all you get to see. Sorry. It's a big step. It's a really big step. And I know, like, the medical bills roll in and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, I hear ya. But, you're wearing these bras. Like she said, rotate them out. Don't wear the same bra like 5 days in a row. You should rotate them out so that they get equal amount of wear. Don't put them in the dryer, like cold water, hang them to dry. Like put them in a laundry bag so they don't get like mixed in with other or caught onto other stuff. But like for all the money that I spend on stuff walking out, like even when I left there and she's like, do you want to wear it out? And I'm like, wow, I get to do that? Okay. I'm like, what store can I go to? Where can I go? What can I do? I went, everyone to see my boobs. And I texted a whole bunch of friends. I'm like, will someone go out with me for a beer and lunch? And nobody was free. And I'm like, after 6 or 7 people, I'm like, whatever. So I just got lunch on my own. But I feel good. And I feel more like myself. And I feel like I'm helping to preserve them by giving them the lift and support that they probably needed for a while too. So, thank you for joining me on this like epic, holy crap, 1 hour and 22 minutes. But it's been 2 years of trying to, figure out stuff, and I wanted to make sure it was informative for people. So, like I said, it was Amanda Thomas Boutique. Again, they're not like giving me any free bras because of this, but I do want to share, that they were amazing because this is a big step. It's like finding somebody else on your team, like finding the right oncologist, finding the right plastic surgeon, and all of that stuff. This is a person that you walk out the door and they're getting you set up like for your day, and getting dressed in the morning is not easy after you have your boobs cut off. So Danielle really helped to turn that boob frown upside down. So they're in Merrimack, New Hampshire. I'm sure there's other places too. The fact that it was a boutique, I think, made it different. And I never got to the bathing suit part. We just ran out of time. But I will go back. And she said, like, every year, really, you should get fitted again because, like, stuff happens with the, how the implants are healing and whatever. So, just to get remeasured and see where things are. So, yeah. That's my bra episode. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Joining me on this journey as you have. If you have questions, comments, things you want to share, places that are local to you that you want to, share with other people so that they know, put them in the comments or whatever. Yeah, that's all I got for you. All right. Bye, everyone. Till next time.